Wolf, how can you gauge a new publisher's skills, whether brand new to publishing or adding publishing as a secondary role to their business? And then the little next part was shady or unexperienced?
Good question. Thank you, Nightwolf. So whether they're brand new to publishing, it's almost like the exact same way a publisher is going to look at you and see, okay, are you worth dealing with because you're brand new to development? Look at the people involved. The beautiful thing about this industry is for all the billions and billions and billions of dollars that we generate and all the hoopla that we get that we're bigger than movies, whether or not you count hardware, whatever, it's a very small industry. We all know each other. And that holds true for publishers, developers, marketing teams, what have you. The big, joke around our office is that there's nobody that we can't find in 2 phone calls, because it's a very tight-knit industry. And that's why, going back to that whole PR side, if you burn bridges in this industry, it will absolutely burn you out in the long run. And the long run isn't even that long, within like a couple of years, most likely. So with everyone knowing everyone and being such a tight-knit community that is very open about talking about a whole lot of different things, if the publisher's brand new, and just for the sake of reference, over the last 2 weeks, I've seen 3 new publishers pop up. Either brand new publisher or they are, like you said, they're adding publishing to something that they were already doing. But publishers come and go very, very quickly in this industry. At least a percentage of them do. So if they're new, look at the people behind it and go on LinkedIn or Google them or whatever and see if they have publishing experience, themselves as individuals. If so, there's your basis. You can look at that. You can make some phone calls and see who that person worked with later on, that sort of stuff. Can you pop that one back up there, Dan? What was the second half of that?
The second, I can't because I.
Oh, are they?
The second half of it was whether brand new to publishing or adding publishers as a secondary role to their business.
Okay, so another trend that we've seen a lot of in the last 4 years specifically are indie devs turning into publishers because they've gone out and they've had success as with whatever game it is, and then they want to build on that and help other indie devs. 9 times out of 10, it's fine. There's going to be this situation where sometimes, the studio got a little bit lucky and didn't really have to go through all the stuff that, successful games typically go through to be successful. And they may be underestimating the amount of work it takes to actually go full bore and publish a game. But it all comes down to the people at the end. If they're new or if they are, even new to publishing or even adding publishing to something else, you always still want to check in and see who's behind this, who is actually going to be doing the work, find out who your producer contact is going to be at that publisher, because that's going to be very, very important. You can have wildly different experiences with a publisher between 2 different developers simply based on who their contact was and who their producer was at the studio. At the publishing level. So it's a lot of the same. It is difficult to say, okay, if you don't have that big old long list of sketchy ass titles that the publishers launch, it's a little harder to go, okay, let me see where this has gone. But always upon always, you can check the individuals behind it. And if you do that and they don't come from the industry at all, there's your red flag. Let somebody else be their test case. No need to risk it. But yeah, look at the individuals behind everything.